back, everybody. We're about to kick off Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so I'm gonna hand you over to our lovely runner.
Hello everybody, my name is JustCallMeGio, you can just call me Gio, and I'm here to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light 80% new game, very easy. Light Run, RTA. It's a very interesting category and I will be explaining the story of the whole run here. So first and foremost, this is a new save file of the game, so we don't have any spirits or advantages aside from the ones that Nintendo gives to you at the beginning of any new save file. And if you have the DLCs that they given to online members, you can get more things. So that's what we have right now, the things that they gave to us. Of course, I will be playing from a new save file, and so we are going to start soon. And I need to move to there to start the timer, but don't worry. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, welcome everybody to World of Light. This is the story mode for the newest entry on the Super Smash Bros. Series. Which is called like that because it's like a board game thingy where you have to save every single character that died somewhere in the story before. So, this is a Kirby game, as you can see. We're going to play as Kirby in the beginning. And our objective for this run is to defeat Galim, which is the first final boss of the game. This category itself, Light Run RTA, is the first part of the 80% run of the game. And for that, we're going to play with Kirby in very easy. The route and the strats for every single of the routes change depending on what difficulty you are playing. In very easy, we're going to play with Kirby and hope that Mario here behaves. So we're going to play with Kirby for the next like 17 fights or so, because we want to have Captain Rainbow to the max level in the moment we get it. And in this game, you get different rewards depending on what difficulty or how easy was a fight for you. And one of those rewards is the snacks you can use to level up another spirit. And for that, we're going to, just play with Kirby, not having anything at all, like just playing with Kirby. And try to get as far as possible to without using any new spirits. So here's the fight with Eevee, which is a fight where you have to defeat 3 Yoshis, which each of them represent a different illusion. You can see here that Eevee is down there using a tackle. We're going to completely ignore him. Now I hope Yoshi behaves. This is the thing with this run. Every single fight, it's very RNG dependent on how the CPUs on the Smash Bros. Game behave. So every strat is like just trying to defeat every character as fast as possible, as far as the game wants you to beat every single character. And right now we are going to go for the right because there is a split path after the fight with Mario, which lets us choose between 3 characters, which are Mark, Villager, and Chick. We're going to go to the path with Villager. We're going to completely ignore Mark and Chick. That's because that's the fastest way to do this run and get Captain Rainbow as fast as possible. Okay, that was good. And well, this route has changed a lot because World of Light is not really a linear game. You can just go wherever you can beat somebody. So you can do the World of Light in the way you want to do World of Light, in casual, I mean. But the thing is that that's not fast, and we're going to use this route to get as fast as possible to both Captain Rainbow and Bowser, which will be your main setup for the rest of the run. And here is a fight with Mario. These fights are character unlocking fights. You can get the character you defeat in these battles, and you can use them. Luckily for us, we're not going to use Mario. This game is not a Mario game, this game is a Kirby game. So we're going to play with Kirby and with our favorite Kirby character, Bowser. So, yeah, the game now explains to us that we have unlocked Mario and we can play as Mario. And the route before this was to get Mark and change to Mark and then play all the way to the left, because in the left is Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong is one of the best fighters for speedrun in this game. Because well, it's Donkey Kong. If you have ever played any Super Smash Bros. Game, you probably know that Donkey Kong is very busted in the damage department. So they used to go for Donkey Kong as fast as possible, and then we got Rayman because spirits are very good, and Rayman was one of the only spirits that had 3 slots at the beginning of the run. I'm going to explain what slots and spirits itself are during the run, but first we're going to defeat this guardian, and then we're going to kill Village. So yeah, now the path splits. You have to defeat any of these characters, and then Master Hand will come around and stop you from going any of the other ways. And of course, if you pick one here, you cannot go into other ways. So yeah, Villager is very easy as a fight, and we only want him to be near the ledge. The first fights on the game are not really that hard, like just side matching and stuff. The hardest fights in this route will be Jan Yoshi later. Like, we have to fight with a Yoshi, and it's 4 Yoshis, and we are very easy to be launched, and we don't have any spirits because we're going to go spiritless all the way up to Captain Rainbow. That's not something I want to do. So yeah, we're going to go this way now. One of the things you're going to notice during the run here is that we're going to go first to the right, where if you have played World of Light before, you might know that you cannot go to the right up until you completed a Temple of Light that it's in the upper left part of the map. That's exactly what we want to do, because something that not many people knew when we started doing runs of this game is that you can go all the way back, and it's faster than just fighting fighting from the other side. So we save a lot of time just noticing, oh, we can go back. So the next Status fight is not really that hard. So if you have any donations, you can do anything like that. Go ahead.
No new donations as of right now, but I do want to remind everybody that we have an incentive for this run, actually, which is the Spiritless Pauline fight, which means that we are going to do the hardest fight in the game without any spirits, which is apparently really entertaining. We're about halfway for that one, so if you want to see that happen, get your donations in.
Yeah,
you might want to tell a little bit about the incentive yourself if you want to.
Yeah, the fight with Pauline is infamous for being one of the hardest fights in the game, because it's a fight where you have to defeat a running Peach while a giant Donkey Kong and an angry Mario are trying to defeat you all the way in the run. And that thing means that we have to do the fight completely spiritless. That means we don't have any kind of advantage, buff, or anything, and the game hits us with every debuff in the game. So we cannot defeat Pauline. And that fight is very interesting to see on Spiritless, because it's a very, very hard fight. And so if you want to see how one of the hardest fights in the whole game it's done without using any spirits, go ahead, pick that incentive. So yeah, here's one of the other styles of fights that we're going to see a lot on this game, which are the Street Fighter kind of fights, where we fight a character representing a Street Fighter character. And these fights are done in a stamina mode with not much launching capabilities. So we can defeat these fighters by throwing them off the cliff. But sadly it's not very easy at all. So yeah, now we're going to unlock unlock another part of the map. Here, the bridge to the right lead us to the first boss we're going to fight in the run. So, but we cannot cross it right now. We have to do some things before. So yeah, every spirit fight, I can't really explain it. Every spirit fight in this game, it's a thematic fight of some kind. You fight a character spirit, and that character spirit is possessing a fighter in the game and giving it buffs or items or anything that represents that character in its own canon. So if we, for example, now fought with Wisin, which was a Wario with a toxic ambient, that's because, well, that's Wisin possessing Wario and giving it a toxic ambient to be more like Wisin on the Pokemon games. So that's something that we're going to see a lot during the run. That characters that every single fight here is a reference to another game or media, Nintendo, Namco, or Capcom related, and a little bit of Konami too. So here we have the fight with Pico. Pico is a fight that unlocks unlocks something in the map. Certain spirits unlock places in the map. You can use them to advance. So we can use Pico here to drive a car that is in the F-Zero like circuit, like the racing circuit that's down in the map. The game even is going to show us where we can use him. And well, we're not going to use him for real, but that's something that we are going to unlock, and that means that we don't really want to have that much spirits that do this kind of animation that shows, oh, you can use this spirit here to unlock more stuff, and we don't really want that in a spirit. Here we're going to fight a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, Lucario, which is Lucario, and only Lucario. Not really difficult in this fight. The fight with fighters are the only fights that don't have any kind of like changes to how the game is played. They are just fights, and so we're going to do it quickly. We unlock Lucario. We're not going to use him at all. Okay, so now the game is going to show us a little cutscene of Galim getting angry and throwing a fireball in the middle of the Sea of Clouds here. That fireball would show us, oh, here is a boss. That cutscene will appear a lot during the run, and well, it will appear a lot. It will appear 3 times, and I said something wrong there. The first boss is not the one that is at the right here. The first boss is the one that Galima has shown us, which is Giga Bowser. We want Giga Bowser first because, well, we want Giga Bowser. We want Bowser as a playable character. This is one of the fights that can get a little annoying if you're playing without spirits. And, well, of course, we need to play without spirits for this part of the run. Because these are just a Villager and Isabels that use the Lloyd attack. And that Lloyd attack can be very annoying if it hits you. Okay, that was it survived. She survived. She survived. Okay. There it goes. There she goes. Things like that can happen in this run. This is a very RNG dependent game. If you played any Smash Bros. Game before, you probably know that. And of course, you have to adhere to what the NPCs want to do. So yeah, that can take a little bit of a long time. We're going to see a cutscene that will show us, oh, here's a button. Go press it. And we're going to press it, of course. This is one of the first buttons that we need to press to open the gates to the Temple of the Sky, which is the temple that is making this barrier that is at the right. We're going to go there, don't worry. So yeah, the whole map here is like an RPG kind of map, like you have places to go, fights to, encounters to do, and you get the spirits. I'm going to explain now what spirits are in this game. Spirits are not only very cute references to different games in Nintendo's and their third parties' histories. They are also items you can use to upgrade your main fighter. Spirits have different effects and make your stats better. If a spirit has more stars, it makes you stronger. So the thing we want to do here is get very good spirits as fast as possible. There it goes. And well, spirits, yeah, they give us power-ups, and you can equip them, you can level up them. It's like they decided that this game will be an RPG, and they decided to make it different than your common RPG. And yeah, you can equip spirits, you can equip living, well, dead people as in items in this game, which is interesting tactic, but yeah. Okay, here we have Baloo. This fight is actually one of the fights that can go very very well or very well. It went good. It went good. Well, you can see that after we defeat every spirit, we get rewards. Those rewards can be spirit points, they can be snacks, and um, they can be other things like coins, stuff. And we want all the snacks possible because we don't want to level up. We don't want to use a spirit that is leveling up because after every single fight, if you use a spirit at level 1, for example, the game will show us that spirit leveling up, like in the screen, and that takes time. It takes a second every single time a spirit levels up. So we don't want to have a spirit that is going to level up anytime soon. So this route, by being spiritless all the way up to the first spirit that we equip, makes sure that we are not going to have that problem. And this is the hardest fight in this area, the Yarn Yoshi fight. These are 4 Yoshis that are very easy to launch, but you are very easy to launch too. And not having any spirit on you right now makes it very easy to die. And the map is very big, so you cannot kill them like quickly. I'm separating them specifically so they don't gang up on me. One of them is already defeated, so we're not going. We're now ooh. Well, items are something that we cannot really like know they will appear on the stage, and for sometimes RNG can be very bad and give an enemy an item you don't want. Like for example, there it gave a fire flower to one of the Yoshis, making it very difficult for me to actually fight the Yoshi. So there we go, that was the hardest fight. I did a little slow there, but it was easier. And here's the spirit that we want. We want Nick. Nick, if you don't know him, it's a character from the hit Wii game Captain Rainbow, released only on Japan. Yeah, probably you don't know. We're going to defeat this Captain Falcon here. Done. Okay, that's. Thank you, game. That was very nice of you. Why doesn't die? Finally! That was a story, the Captain Falcon. Oh. So yeah, here we go. Now we have our spirit. We're not going to level it up and use them yet. Because we want to menu right here. And for that, we're going to go here. We're going to... Okay, I got it. That was a mistake. Don't judge me. It's not really that bad to don't have a spirit in this fight. Not really at all. Because it's a stamina fight, so you can just do this. Okay. Now we're going to change spirits. Yeah, changing spirits here, it's done through the menu. You can just pause, and use that menu, or you can use in a fight here. Press here, spirits, and we are going to first go here and level it up. Yeah, I know how to level up spirit, you know? So here we're going to grab all the growth snacks, the bigger snacks, and we're going to level up to max level. Now he's going to evolve. Some spirits evolve and they become much better spirits. There we go, max level. That's why we fight with no spirits up until this point. We want Captain Rainbow here to be level 99 when we get to this point. So now we are stronger, and much, much stronger. And Captain Rainbow has a bonus, it has a buff that make if we do the first hit in a fight, we get a power. And we want that power. So yeah, now we have the level 99 Captain Rainbow. We are not going to get any other spirit to use up until the point we get to the electric plant that make the first change, or the very first change in the route in a while, because in this route that we are doing right now, the spiritless freebie kind, the spiritless free-to-play like route, we don't get a free spirit that gives us the gigant power-up, and we want that power. The Gigant power-up is one of the best power-ups in the game, because in every Smash Brothers game, if you are Gigant, you hit even stronger. You hit even harder. Every hit you do makes more damage, launch enemies further. It's very good to have a power-up like that. And in this game, there are some spirits that give us the Gigant status at the beginning of a fight. The earliest spirit we can get that gives that is the Gigant Sapfish in the electric plant, in the middle of the forest. And we are going to do that. Right now, the route changed because Nintendo gave people freebies, free spirits. Nintendo gave people free spirits, right? Like completely free spirits if you can get them, if you have Nintendo Switch Online. So one of those things is that they gave a free Ace Spirit of the whole pool of Ace Spirits in the game. One of those spirits is the Golden Mushroom from Mario Kart, and that spirit gives Gigant. So right now the route for the world record is to reset the game until you get that spirit in particular, and use that spirit to complete it. So that way we don't have to enter the electric plant. We're going to see later. That route, it's necessary to have a Nintendo Switch Online. So for a lot of people that don't really like Nintendo Switch Online, it's not a very good route to do. So I'm doing here the route that you can do from the game completely for free. You don't have to buy Nintendo Switch Online. You don't have to buy DLCs. You don't have to buy anything. You can just play the game how you like it. The other thing that the world record has is the digital version of the game. That if you have played any Switch game before in a speedrun sense, you probably know that digital games load faster, and a lot of leaderboards have that distinction. Like if the game is if the game is in I forgot what I was going to say. If the game is in physical version, the game is going to load. Is going to load slower, and so that means that you cannot get good times, or you cannot get top times if you have the physical version of the game. So you have to get the digital version. That is something that also happens in Smash Brothers, and it's very noticeable in the World Live speedrun, because after and before every single fight, the game has to load. So you can save minutes or tens of minutes just by playing the game on digital, which is what the world record and second place, third place all do. I have the game in physical version. I plan on getting it in digital to get a good time, but it's not really that necessary. I mean, the game still can be enjoyed by using the physical version of the game. And I love physical media, so I'd rather have it physical. Well, this is the Kamek fight. This is not really about a scary fight at all, but the Inklings can be a little bit annoying. Like, they can move very bad on the screen and you cannot hit them fast enough. So now we are going to end the area of this area of the game. The World of Light has two areas that are based on different games. In this case, we're in Bowser Castle practically, which is called the Molten Fortress, not the Bowser Castle. And of course, we're going to fight a ton of spirits that are fire related or something like that. We also have things like the power plant, the gourmet race, which is a complete reference to Kirby. We have the We have the Secret Base, which is a Metal Gear reference, and things like that. And 3 of those sub-areas have bosses. We have to fight all of the bosses because every single boss makes the barrier on Galim. Makes barrier Golem like weaker. And after we beat the 3 bosses, we can go over.
Do we have time for some donations?
Of course.
Cool. We've got 10 euros from Anonymous saying, I wasn't able to participate due to being sick, but I wish the best of luck to all fellow runners. Stay healthy, everyone. And we also have 5 euros from Ghost Senpai saying, good luck to my friend Gio, who just wants to be called Gio during his Smash Ultimate run. I hope we can see him playing as Pac-Man during the run, since I guess that will be the closest moment I'll see him playing something related to Pac-Man World.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. He wants me to play Pac-Man World. Okay, here is the fight. This fight is actually not that hard, but we have to beat Robin here, and then we have to beat this giant really. The thing with giant enemies is the fact that they hit harder, and so we don't want them to have any chance to hit us at all. Okay, so here we go, and sadly for Ghost Senpai, we don't unlock Pac-Man in this room. Okay, here's the first boss. This boss is Giga Bowser, which if you already know from playing older Smash Bros. Game, is a giant version of Bowser with uglier features that only appears on Smash Bros. And this fight is not really that hard, but he can mess up some of our movements here. Okay, he's behaving very well right now. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, that was the Bowser. He can, like every single boss in this game is completely RNG what they do. So he can, for example, grab us too much or use attacks that gives him invulnerability. And we don't want that. In very easy, it's not pretty common, but in hard, for example, it's super common to have Giga Bowser use attacks that gives him invulnerability. Hard difficulty in this game is it's a very, very difficult run to do. And I admire the guys who did the 100% run of this game in hard. Like, I couldn't, play fast for half the run, and they beat the 100% of the map in hard. Like was crazy. Also, this game has a ton of categories. Like, you can read there how this game has a very, very, very long name. And that's normal for this category. I mean, it's a very, very long game. But it's because this game has a ton of categories that change between if you play the game from a new save file, if you play the game from a save file that you already had, if you play a game with a certain character, if you play the game. There are many, many, many variants, basically. I run this game in very easy because it's my favorite, at least, category right now because of the fact that you play without spirit up until this point. But the game has something for practically everyone, and it even has a Nuzlocke. I'm surprised it even has a Nuzlocke. So I didn't change character. I'm very bad at menuing today. Yeah, here we have Panther Caroso. As I said before, every fight is a reference to the character in particular that the fight represents. Nothing that weird. But it's a fun thing to do if you enjoy like trying to guess which characters will appear in this one. Okay, here's the second button. We need to press 3 to open the gates for the sky temple. How to change characters? So here is the character select screen. We can choose any character we have unlocked in the story. I'm going to pick Bowser with pink hair because I want. Here we go. And now we have one of the strongest characters in the whole game with one spirit. I don't know how to speak. With one spirit that gives him invulnerability if we get the first hit in a fight. So There we go. So we're going to see Bowser just kicking everyone in the faces and probably killing everyone very, very fast. There's one more thing that we need to get before rushing the rest of the map until we get to Valim. So you're going to see me going into the forest after we press this button. That was very good. Fox there tried to use an upbeat to evade me. I luckily hit him in the last point. I could hit him before he went flying. That's fine. I mean, this game is very RNG dependent because the CPUs in the game are not something that you can really manipulate that much. Like, you have to react to what they are going to do most of the time, especially in fights with characters without boots or in big stages. Yeah, we're very close to the point where we're going to be the strongest we can be in this category. In the any percent category of the game, there's only one change that we do with spirits. That is, we change to Soma Spirit after we defeat Dracula, and we use the Salesman Spirit as a support spirit in this game. But we're not going to see any of them. So yeah, now we're going to enter the forest. This is not the path you want to take in the world record, for example. Because all of these fights are optional if you pay for online. Yeah, this game is pay to win. That's not fine. That's not fine. That please. There we go. So yeah, some fights can go like that, especially because, you know, RNG does what he pleases. We cannot really, do anything about it. But yeah, the route has changed a lot ever since the game began as a speed game. There was a lot of things that made the run different for many people at the beginning of the era. Like, there was people that played with Little Mac and got Springman as their main spirit because Little Mac hit very hard. And obviously there were the people that went with Donkey Kong, the people that went with Bowser, the people that only played with Kirby and stuff like that. When we began, I was one of the people that went with Donkey Kong up until the point I got Ganondorf, because Ganondorf is my favorite character of all time, and so I wanted to play as Ganondorf. That was a very fascinating game. I like that. Selenia is one of the fights here that we cannot really, that we can do very fast or very slow. Because after like a second there, he will unlock the chance of being invulnerable. We don't really like it. And here's the gear from Hajimari no Mori, who doesn't have a game. She's got a gear from Hajimari no Mori. Okay, that was fun. Ned there did exactly what I wanted him to do. So here we are in the next sub area on the game. We're going to enter the power plant. In the power plant, we are going to get to the end of the power plant because we want the giant subfish. Here we have to do this kind of puzzle using this subfish. This is a Splatoon / Mega Man reference, and I don't know why, but I really like the fact that this is a Splatoon / Mega Man reference. Like, it's Mega Man, but it's a Splatoon at the same time. Here we only have to defeat Dr. Mario. We can completely ignore Mega Man. In some fights, you can do that of ignoring one of the enemies and killing the other one. Okay, we killed Mega Man. Whatever, we killed Mega Man. too. But you can do that, and that can save you time if you play in speedrun of the game. Like you can, if you know who to defeat first and how to defeat him first, you can save seconds very fast. So first we're going to go up here because we need another one of these things. So we have to kill a mouse here. Okay, I got it. Yeah, so we can now get some... So we now have to defeat Elegman here to get the sub fish that is up there. You can see here that the ground is electric. That is something that this map has a lot, the sub area has a lot. And the difference between floors here is that different floors have different effects on you, when you touch them, of course. You can get spirits that give you immunity to those floors. And that's what you have to do here. You have to get immunity to those floors by using Doctor Light. But we're not going to do that because we're going fast. We don't want protection to electricity. We just want to go fast. By doing all of that, we now get Mega Voltage. Wow. Good name. Good name. So here's where we're going to see this lore again. That was a very good fight with the Giant Sapfish there. If you don't kill the Giant Sapfish fast enough, you will get trapped with the electric floor, and you can eventually defeat it, but it will take some time because you will be bouncing on the floor a lot, especially with Bowser, who is not really that good of movement. He's very fast for a giant character, but oh no, he's not really that good in the air. So yeah. So now we're going to see this cutscene that we unlock some doors on the map. Okay, and now we have the last spirit we wanted for the run. The Giant Sapfish. With the Giant Sapfish on hand, now all we need to do is just rush the game up until the end. Or at least until the lane. So yeah, we have to go back now. And we have to defeat the Chaotix, because what is a game without the Chaotix? They are a crocodile, a chameleon, and a bee. It's a chameleon. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it is a chameleon. Okay, we killed the chameleon and the bee, and now we have to kill the crocodile. That was completely intentional. Steve. DLCs are... You can use DLCs on the run. By the way, if someone is like, curious about that stuff, you can use DLCs. But we are not going to use DLCs at all, at least not for me. But you have to unlock 10 characters, and you can use any DLC you have in the game. I don't really know, but I've seen people that use Kazuya for this run, especially for challenge runs. Like, they unlock 10 characters as fast as they could, and then use Kazuya. Because Kazuya is pretty awesome. For a character in this game. Good. The temple is there. We cannot go there yet, but we are going to use this. We're going to use this area to get to the green Buddha. I'm going to see a familiar face here that everyone loves and likes, and nobody understands why he's just a spirit in this game. But he's just a spirit in this game. We have to deal with it. Good, good, good. So yeah, I didn't change. I noticed that. Okay, I'm learning about the menuing today. Luckily for us, we don't really need to be Gigant. It's a bonus being Gigant, but we don't really need to be Gigant up until the point we find the second boss. Of course, I will change now. If we're going to fight Rayman, we're going to destroy Rayman. Okay, now we're going to go here, yes, here, Gigant Substitch, over here. So now we're going to be Gigant, and we're going to have a power up if we do the first step.
Could I interrupt really quick?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, so if you guys look at the bottom of your stream, you can see a little incentive bar, which is about the incentive for this run, which is gonna end at the very end of this run. So get your donations in.
Get your donations if you want to see me being probably defeated a bunch by Pauline, the hardest fight in the game, while I try to survive an angry monkey and an angry plumber with a gloom suit trying to kill me with everything they have, like explosives and time-bending clocks. You know, the usual
Sounds
stuff.
very fun.
Every Tuesday. So yeah, now we have seen all the cuts. We've seen the second cutscene for a boss in the game. We're not going to go there yet because we can actually save a lot of time, but not going there yet. So now we only want to. So now we have defeated Rayman, and we want to go here and defeat Morag and Venusaur. Press the button, and we can go to the temple in the sky. But that is what we want, right? As before, we only have to defeat one fighter here. There are fights you have to defeat one. There are fights that you have to defeat two. It all depends on what the game feels like in that moment. You can see a number down my icon there at the right, up in the fight button. That's because we can. That's our stats right now. That is our power level. The power level changes if your spirit is of a higher star level, or it has different stats things. And the other thing that this game has is type advantages, like Pokemon. You have 4 types of spirit. You have neutral, offensive, defense, and skill, I think is the other one. Which is the spirits are red, yellow, or red, green, or blue. Offensive beats skill, skills beat defense, and defense beats offensive. So you can use that so you can have even more of an advantage by using certain spirits and certain fights. Of course, that means if you don't have a spirit that is strong against the spirit you're going to fight, the game will actually tell you on a screen, this spirit is not good enough for this fight. You can dismiss that screen, but it takes time. So we want a neutral spirit because it won't trigger that message. Never it will trigger that message. So yeah, here we are now at the Temple of the Sky. We have to beat certain characters that are sky related or things like that. And he didn't do anything at all. Sometimes that happens. The RNG gods are like, you know what? This character will do nothing, and you can use the figure. And here we have Simon, the savior of Christianity. And now we have the power of God and enemy on our side, so we can go. So we can go and defeat every enemy we have to defeat in this room. Let's go. Wait, we do have the power of anime in our side. I think. No, we don't have any anime character. Alright. Okay, we don't have the power of anime in our side. we're going to at the end here, at the end of this temple. Very good. Yeah, all the strat here came from a lot of a study on what the World of Light was and how to play it much better. There are a lot of things you have to take in mind, or we had to take in mind when we started to run this game, especially about the routes and how, as I said before, this part of the game is not linear at all, so we have to take that in mind. Enemies can be very difficult if you don't have the correct setup. That's why in the beginning of the run we spend all the time just getting a good setup so we can rush the whole World of Light. Okay. So yeah, now we want to defeat as much of the game as we could very fast. And as I said before, we save time by going back. This actually sounds very weird, but you will understand why when we get to the point. So here are the last two fights of the Light Temple or the Sky Temple, and after we beat the second fight here, we're going to have destroyed the barrier of light that was blocking us before. And we want that because that means we can go to the right side of the map. A pit here. So yeah, here's where we are going to get the power of anime in our side by defeating Pete. That's it. That's Pete. That was Pete. And we finally have Pete, and that means we now have the power to repel the light that was blocking the bridge by breaking this crystal here. So now the game will show us, oh, you have unlocked this. Like, notice this. That's what the game really likes to do in this game. Oh, you have unlocked something. Here, you can now see what you have unlocked. But there we go. Now we can cross the bridge, and we are going to go there. That's what I said. That's what I said about going back, because all routes came here first, and other came here first, and then went all the way around to get to the bridge. That meant a ton more fights than needed. We now have, as we have already cleared the path, we can just go all the way back to the bridge without having to fight a single enemy on the path. We have to press the correct directions here though. If you don't press the correct directions, you probably are going to move to the other side, and we don't want that at all. So yeah, here we have the right side of the map. We have to defeat this guy here, and then we can move to a shout out to Pac-Man, to a Pac-Man maze kind of part of the map. This map is an amalgamation of practically everything they could think of. There is a town that is completely made of consoles, of all Nintendo consoles. There is the Pac-Man maze in the middle of the map. There is a Mushroom Gorge in the middle of the map too. There is a gourmet race completely with all completely with a DDD fight at the end. I really love the part. So now we have defeated Samus, and Galim is angry again and will throw us another like, hey, notice this. This is a boss. You have to go here. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we are going to do. Go there. So the islands there are are our next destination, and we have to make sure here to get protoman.exe. You see, in this part we can get two different. We have two different exits, but we want the exit that gives us protoman.exe. That's because we are going to use protoman later in. Because to enter the last part we have to enter, we need a hacker spirit. As I said before, you have certain spirits that unlock things on the map, and some of those spirits are like, you know, there are multiple spirits that can unlock a certain something in the map, instead of, you know, just one spirit. Every spirit with bombs, for example, can break boulders, and every spirit with magic can grow the mushrooms on the mushroom gorge. But we right now want protoman.exe because he's a hacker spirit and he can hack computers. If we didn't, what I did before was actually getting Susie on the Susie from Kirby Planet Robot in the power plant as the hacker spirit for the run. But now we can get Protoman in the way, and that's enough. So why shouldn't? And we are going to fight the Owendan cheerleaders. I hope I beat them fast enough, because this song, for some reason, is not very well liked. Okay. After evading a copyright claim there, we now can go to the next fight and this fight is the one that we wanted to go here instead of just going straight to the beach, because we need Lapras here, Lapras in the chat if it's possible. So we are going to use Lapras to cross the ocean. We're going to use Surf. Yeah, we're going to use Surf. We are now playing Pokemon. In this fight in particular, we cannot swim, so I really like how I did that very fast. It's not very that noticeable in this run in particular, but if you play casual this game, you probably notice that every single fight has different debuffs and buffs you can get, depending on what you do. I really like the urban champion here. Like, he's there. Being Little Mac. Being a stronger fighter. Getting the kills quickly. Yeah. Being a stronger fighter. So now we can go to the beach and we can actually get ourselves up in Lapras and travel the whole ocean. This fight can be annoying. I forgot about this. So these Inklings just jump, and they jump very fast. I didn't like that. That's why this fight is annoying. If you don't kill them in one hit, they can go back very, very, very slow. But now that's done, and we can go to the next part. Why not? So here we're going to use Lapras. This is the first time in the run we're going to use a spirit to travel in we're going to use a spirit to unlock something in the map. In this case, traveling through the ocean. And we're going to get to the isles here. We are very close to the second boss in the run, and these fights are pretty easy, one after the other. There is a Chantai reference here, because it's Chantai, and I like that. But anyways, let's go.
Do we have time for a donation?
Of course.
Alright, we have 5 euros from Intentionally Left Blank, saying, come on people, let's make the Pauline fight even more brutal. I mean fun, than it already is. Say no to those spirits. And with that, I wanted to quickly mention that we only have 20 euros left until that incentive has been met. So if you want to see Gio get tortured, get those donations in.
Of course. So yeah, we are now in the isles, and the isles are not really that difficult. There is one fight here that can go bad, and that's the fight with Tapu Koko from Pokemon. Because if Pikachu in that fight throws the Pokeball too fast, and we don't get the first hit, we can get trapped in Tapu Koko attack, and we can take very long time to actually beat Pikachu. This run is pretty much just side matching the whole run, but there are some fights where side matching is not enough. You have to take in mind that if you take too long in the fight, you are going to start losing time, and that is something that we don't want. Here's Tapu Koko, and I hope this goes well. As I said before, the Tapu Koko fight is not really that difficult, but we have to defeat Pikachu before he throws the... Okay. I said this! Of course, it has to happen. Okay, I got it. I got the kill there. If Pikachu wasn't that down, I couldn't hit him, and I could be trapped in the attack until Tapu Koko stopped sprinting. But that's done, so we can go to the sub area of the second boss in the game. Okay. The sub area of the second boss in the game is actually a very good surprise that Nintendo gave people, because nobody expected that there will be this as a boss in the game. But here we are in the meadows, or the plains, or something like that. I don't know how to read that word. Here we are with Rathalos from Monster Hunter, the next boss we have to fight with. Something we're going to do here is we're going to go all the way around instead of, just going to the Rathalos. That's because we have to talk with the Rathalos, and the Rathalos will fly away to another point in the map. If we talk him from the right, he will fly to the left. If we talk him from the left, he will fly to the right. And if we talk him from the right, after he flew to the right, he will fly to the point we can fight. If we talk him from the right, he will fly to the left. Then we have to talk to him from the left. He will fly to the right, and then we have to talk to him from the left, and we have to talk with him 4 times so we can fight with him. If we talk with him from the left, we only have to talk with him twice. I don't know if you understood any of that. I tried. That was a very good rambling mushroom. That is another fight that can go very bad. The evil rambling mushroom from Mother can make you have the controls change, and we don't want that at all. Nice. That's the fastest way to defeat Tauros there. We could side match him to the right, but that doesn't kill every time. So we just move a little bit backwards, let's him hit us, and then we'll go ahead. I really like how practically every single character in this part is some kind of beast, because this is a complete reference to Monster Hunter. Which I find pretty cute that they made some of the sub-areas references to games that are not from Nintendo. Like, this place is a reference to Monster Hunter. You have the place we're going to go later, the Secret Base, which is a reference to Metal Gear. And we're not going to see it in this run, but in the anniversary run, in the complete run of the game, we visit an area that is a complete that is the whole first Dracula's castle from Castlevania. And I really enjoy how they made all of those references for games that are not even Nintendo. Like, they could have done a Metroid team area, or they could have done a Star Fox team sub area. No, they did a Monster Hunter, a Metal Gear, and a Castlevania one. I don't really know if there's a Sonic area, but who needs Sonic? What is a Sonic? Nice. We have defeated this one, and now we can go fight the Rathalos. The Rathalos fight can go very, very good or very bad, depending on RNG. We want to stop the Rathalos from flying away, because if it flies away, it will make an attack from the back part of the map. And if you have played any game with multiple planes for boss battles, you probably know that you don't want a boss to go to the background or to the foreground where you cannot hit him. But here we are, the last fight on this sub-area before the battles. A cool thing here too is the fact that the bosses for this area and the other area are in silhouettes, because they are supposed to be like surprises for the player. But the Rathalos is not in a silhouette, because you can see it's a Rathalos from the moment you enter this area. You will fight with the Rathalos. Second boss of the run. I didn't hit. Okay, I got it. That was very good. That was a very good RNG too, because it didn't fly away. If it flew away, I should have needed to hit him in the tail a little bit more, so I could break its tail. And if we break its tail or its back or its head, it gets stunned. And there we go. We have defeated the Rathalos, the second boss of the game. So now we see the cutscene that we have cleansed the evil from this place, and Galim barriers getting weaker. So now we have one more boss to fight. And one more place to visit. There is another mechanic that I haven't explained in this game, that is the skill tree. During the game you can get some things called skill spheres, and those will give you the chance to use them in a skill tree, like the typical skill tree for RPGs or things like that. And we could use them, but we're not going to, because in this run it's not really that necessary. At least in the 80% run, I often use them when I get to the second part of the run. And this is why we didn't go to the secret base before. By defeating the Rathalos before Galleon, which is the next boss we have to fight, we can go through this pipe and get even closer to the secret base than we could get by going all the way around after the Green Bull. So now we fought Ricky from the hit game The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Playing that game is a very good game. And here we have the entrance to the secret base. We have to fight Andy from Advance Wars, which is a very difficult fight. Well, not difficult, it's annoying, because you have to fight 8 snakes, and 8 mini snakes, like snakes, small snakes. And you only fight 4 enemies at the same time, so you have to wait until the other snakes have spawned to kill them. I don't really know if we have another chance to see it, so I'm going to use the final one. This is cool. I got him! Okay, that was the fight with the snake and with Andy, and this is why we needed Programando.exe. Because with him we can hack this panel and enter the second base. As I said before, you could use any hacker spirit here. You can use Susie, Otagon. You can use any of the Programando.exe or Megaman.exe. It's up to you. It's up to yours if you wanna play. If you wanna play that way. In fact, this is one of the reasons why the randomizer of this game is actually pretty interesting, because you need a spirit with hacker capabilities to enter this place. Sadly, the randomizer of this game is not really, legal, but it's a good thing that it exists. I said you cannot use it in a official in a console that is not being modded. So here we have to press some computers here, so to open some gates, and they have numbers. Very good for this secret organization with a secret base under the ground to tell us which computers open which gates. But anyways.
Would you mind if I quickly interrupt again?
Yeah, let's go.
Considering that this run is almost over, I just wanted to give that Spiritless Pauline incentive just a quick little push once again. If you look at the bottom of your stream, you can see that we are only 20 euros away from meeting that incentive. So if you want to see Gio get absolutely tortured by one of the hardest fights in the game, please, please, please get your donations in.
So here we have the fight with Rob64. This fight is optional, but not really that optional. Like, it's optional in a casual sense, but we need to defeat this fight in particular, because if we don't get this spirit, if we don't get Rob, we need to get Sleepy, and nobody wants to get Sleepy. But yeah, we got Rob here, and with that we are completely done with getting spirits to progress. You will see why we need to defeat that, and here we have Revolver Ocelot from the hit game Revolver Ocelot. Which is Fox. Okay, that's what I wanted to get. If I failed the downer there and I didn't hit I didn't hit Fox first, I could have gotten into the electric column there. We only need to open 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't have to open 5. Opening 5 is to get the snake, and sadly we are not going to get the snake in this one. Here we are with the last 3 fights we have before getting into the PC. Here we're going to fight Porygon, Duon, and Akira. Akira from Virtua Fighter. Ah no, Bomb Bam 2. I forgot about that. But yeah, this whole area is a reference to Metal Gear Solid, and I find that cute. As I said before, Bombman opens the path for boulders in the main area. This is something that also affects the run, and it's the fact that if you get a spirit in a sub area, you don't have to get the spirit. You don't see the cutscene that tells you, oh, you unlock this, because you are in a sub area, so it can't show you the. Okay. I grabbed the super scope that was supposed to be for Popo there, and I didn't notice that I grabbed it, so I walked off the edge trying to do a dash attack. I could have died if the Gigant ran out. Okay, see, here we are. Here we are going to the third and last boss fight before the final boss, which I said before is Galeon, for those that enjoy Super Smash Bros. Brawl and the amazing story mode that game has, the Subspace Emissary. This is a very cool nod and nostalgia. That is not the attack I wanted you to do. The best energy here is that he uses an attack that leaves him stationary. But well, that was Galeon. And here we go, we have Galeon defeated. With that, we are completely done with bosses and stuff. Galim's barrier is completely gone. Now we can go and defeat Galim. For that, we're going to use a path that we already opened. So we are going to go and go around the whole map to skip fights. That's what I said before that was important, that one of the main discoveries of this route, of this run, is the fact that we could go back and go all the way around in the map. Because in the beginnings of the run, we didn't really have that in consideration, so we used to, we defeat Galleon, we're going to go from the side of the base and defeat all the spirits on the way to get, or we open a path from Galleon before while we were getting Donkey Kong. But it's faster to just do this and run and see the whole map, see what our adventure has been for a while now. And if you have donations or anything, now's the time to say.
Unfortunately, no donations right now. I guess just one last push for that incentive that we're trying to meet for the Spiritless Pauline boss fight. Well, I say boss fight. It's one of the hardest fights in the game, actually. Also, we have another incentive for the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which is the blindfolded pinstripe fight, which we're about halfway done. So if you want to see that happen as well, get your donations in.
Okay, so we are now going around the whole map up to this point, and we are now going to go up this mountain, because in the upper part of this mountain it's the Great Fox that is being destroyed, and that's why we needed Rob 64. If we don't have Rob 64, we can use Sleepy. I don't really know if Beltino Toad is in this game. I don't remember, but you will use mechanic like spirits, but Rob 64 is in the way. Sleepy is also in the way. He's in the power plant, but of course the Rob 64 is much faster. And here we are going with this fight. So yeah, this whole place here is a mountain that you cannot really, you can go up, but you cannot go down at all, unless you have the Ice Climbers unlocked. If you have the Ice Climbers unlocked, which is one of the only times in the World of Light where unlocking a certain character makes a change in the map, aside from the Zelda ones, which getting every Zelda character gives you that piece of the Triforce. So here we're going to go down. Here we cannot go up, but we don't need that. We have to go here, defeat the Metal Gear Ray, and get to the Great Fox, so we can go to space. I really enjoy this run because in retrospective, it's Kirby going to get Bowser to defeat a monster, a giant robot, and then go to space. Sadly, though, it doesn't end there. But in the Anniversary, I mean, in the whole game. The whole game we had 3 maps like this. So here we can use Rob 64 to fix the Great Fox, and now we can go to space. So we have to fight Trace. We have to go out of our way here to defeat the Starman, because it's faster to do 1 fight than do 2 if you don't beat Starman. So that was a Trace fight. And we're nearing the end of the game here. Well, it's very easy to just, learn about the World of Light. And of course, there's a lot of challenges and things. This mode is very good for what it is. Of course, as everyone else, I also say it should have been better. It should have been another Space Emissary. It would have been great. But sadly, it wasn't. But anyways, the mode still was pretty good, and it's still pretty good. And you can play it in many different ways, and that's something I really enjoy for the mode itself. Of course, the speedrun can be a little bit boring after a while, after what the world record did recently, I don't think there is anything we can actually optimize for the run. But even then, it's a very fun thing. And if you want to enjoy World of Light in a different way, I recommend playing a new slot of the game, where if you die, you cannot use that character or spirit set again in the run. Or do a spiritless adventure where you can where you cannot use the spirits in the whole game. It's actually pretty cool. But anyways, here we are with the last fight in the game. Before fighting Galim, we have to defeat Master Hand, which is waiting for us here. This fight is actually pretty easy, even without the spirits, because Master Hand hasn't changed a lot from Smash 4 or Smash Brawl, Smash Melee or Smash 4. So we just do what we're used to. And in this game it can get stunned here, so yeah, this fight is not really that bad. So then we go with Master Hand and we can now fight Galim. Last fight in the game, people. So after Master Hand is defeated, we can now fight Galim, which previously in the cutscene had cutscene power and completely destroyed the whole universe with a flash. The whole universe. It killed every single immortal character, omniscient character, omnipotent character in the whole canon of Nintendo and not Nintendo with one attack. So this fight is pretty easy actually. This Galim itself is not difficult. And that's time, by the way. And there we go. That was World of Light 80% new game, very easy, Light Realm RTA. I hope you liked it. What about the incentive?
So about the incentive, we have 10 euros from Grandmeister saying someone matched his donation. Let's make Geo suffer, which is gonna put our amount to 100 and no wait, hang on. 1 second, please.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So yes, so Grandmeister donated 10 euros and he said, can someone match this donation? And I was actually in the middle of donating myself 10 euros to get to that goal. So yes, the incentive has indeed been met.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to change accounts here. Sorry for the Spanish on screen. But we're going to change to my main account here to fight the spirit with the newest and most interesting feature they added for the game. The chance to refight any spirit you have in your collection, which is actually pretty interesting. We thought about doing an all spirits fight in the game run, like something like that. You fight every single spirit in the game, one after the other. But the thing is, Nintendo keeps releasing spirits for this game. We cannot make it consistent if they want to give us Leon Scott Kelly for a second time. So, so we're going to go here and go to collection and go to inventory. Spirit list, and here it is. Pauline, let's go. We're going to fight with Kirby, and we're going to do 10 attempts. And if I don't get in those 10 attempts, we're going to enjoy my suffering. Let's go there. This is the hardest fight in the game. This is the hardest fight for a reason, and that reason is. We have every single debuff the game can throw us. We jump less, we hit less, we receive more damage, we are launched further, and everything about that is bad. And Peach is constantly running, and then a giant Donkey Kong comes out of nowhere just to kill us as fast as possible. One hit from the Donkey Kong could probably make us die. So what we want to do here is get Peach on here. No! She grabbed the ledge! Okay. Let's go. So what we want to do here is try to grab Peach with the Kirby's neutral V, which is the inhale, and try to throw her off the map low enough she dies, but not low enough we die. And we have lesser jumps. Also, Mario appears here in the first fight he died, and there we go. That's another death. And this is why this fight is one of the hardest fights in the game, especially because it's pretty early on the Worldwide board. It's in the beginning part if you choose to go from the chick fight, and a lot of people suffer from this because at this point you don't have the one spirit that makes this fight completely free, which is the spirit of okay, that was not low enough. It's not low enough again. Donkey's loose. Donkey grab a curry. I don't like that. Donkey please. Donkey please. He just punched me. He just punched me in the face. He was spewing fire and he decided to punch me in the face. Well, keep his elbow face. So. Anyway, let's go again. 4th attempt here. As I said, 10 attempts. If we don't do it, this is a very RNG dependent on Spiritless. And this fight is the one that makes the Spiritless 100% run pretty interesting, if I say so myself. Some items do appear in this fight. We are not going to really grab any of them unless it's a clock. But the clock has a chance to actually damage us, like make us slower instead of them. And I died by myself. No, I didn't die. There is a clock up there, but Donkey's in my... Donkey's up. Donkey's trying to defeat me. Come here, Peach, please. I'm going to die. What happened? Okay, apparently I was hit by Donkey, by Mario, and by a pole block at the same time. It was so strong, it actually ignored the zoom effect from that strong hit. 5th event here, we want to... The problem here is that Peach is constantly running while both Mario and Donkey Kong want to kill us. As I said before, both Mario and Donkey Kong want to kill us. So yeah, this is suffering incarnate. And I actually recommend a lot trying to do this fight with different characters, Spiritless. It's extremely fun to try to find a way to catch Peach and kill her before they kill you. And the items that appear on the screen, of course, these are level 9 CPUs. And if you have played Smash Brothers, before, I wasn't close enough to the ledge there. I couldn't jump. If you... I got Mario hat. I got Peach. This final smash of Kirby here does a whopping 5 points of damage to Peach, by the way. So we're not going to use it. She killed herself! She died! She died! I need to survive! I need to survive! Yes! We did it! Okay. That was it. That was Spiritless Pauline. Thank you so much to everyone who watched this run. For BSG, and shoutouts to the whole Super Smash Bros. Speedrunning community. It's a pretty good community if you want to run any of the Smash Bros. Game. And of course, big shoutouts to Shield or Raiparo, who is the world record for this game. He has completely destroyed every single one of my times and every single one of the times of everyone else in the leaderboard. He is extremely good at this game, and yeah, this is a very interesting run to do. for a while, and yeah, that was it. My name was Just Call Me Gio. You can just call me Gio, and that was Super Smash Bros. Run. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Just a quick heads up for everyone. The stream is going to go offline really quickly, but we'll be back soon, so don't go anywhere. Having said that, that's gonna be the end of my shift for me. I'll be back on Wednesday, and I'm gonna leave you in the capable hands of HUD 601. See you guys later.
See you guys.